What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report, and today we are here to talk about Wonder Egg Priority Episode 4. So, Rika is down, but she's not out yet, as she was still in that statue form for a good portion of the episode, while I was left to fend off the trauma monster of Rika's world on her own. And this was probably the most difficult one that she's faced so far. The first two went down once I gathered her resolve to win, but this time she just couldn't get good footing against this beast alone. This episode, and probably this series altogether, is a little bit hard to talk about because of YouTube and their policies, so I just couldn't kick the door in without wasting a few seconds, without getting to the heart of the matter, without this being flagged. But we meet our fourth and so far final member of the team in this episode, and it's a girl by the name of Momo, and like the others, she's here to save the souls of those that were put through hell, literally. And not even 40 seconds in, we meet a girl named Miwa who's introducing herself to Momo, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Miwa. I was molested." And I was like, whoa! So, yeah. So yeah, at this point, we already know the dark tone that this series has, but I'm still shocked and fascinated at how casual, get in your face and blunt the horrible things that happen to these children is, and how it's displayed in this series. It's a nice, pretty present in a story with fantastic visuals that punches you in the face when you ask for a hug. You remember those old Sour Patch commercials, you know, like the first they're sour, then they're sweet commercials? That's kind of how it feels every time I watch Wonder Egg Priority, because you see the visuals, you see the music, you see how it looks and the characters, and you're just like, oh, if there's something like this happens, and it just punches you in the face. So that's the sour side and the sweet side. That's what this series is in a nutshell. But enough of that, let's get back to the topic. Miwa says that when she spoke up about, you know, what was going on with her and acted against this scum of a man who was her dad's boss, he was fired, and her mother was just a piece of crap too, because she wanted her daughter to just put up with it. She was like, you know, don't make trouble for the family. In fact, she told her daughter she should have enjoyed it, which disgusted me even more. They never flat out say these kids took their own lives, but you definitely read the room, which intrigues me on why this world is what it is, and why only the people that are here are people who end up like with these type of stories and possibly take their own lives. What's the purpose of it? I mean, by chance it isn't some dark scheme that these little puppet things are doing. I really want to know what the purpose is, and that's what I like about this series, is just the mystery aspect of it. As far as Momo as a character, once again, is another character that hits a lot of check boxes that people are looking for in this type of series and that you'd like to see. I mean, she's attractive, but in a boyish type of way. She reminds me of Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon. You know, she's tall, tough, pretty, and tomboyish, and she's often commented on her look and her physical ability, or athletic physique rather, but yet she rocks with boy cutting dresses and oversized clothes. So she's also very stoic, and I see her as the tank or the big sister or protector of the group once the things gets going. She just has a real sense of pride and justice about her that you feel you can trust, and these are usually the type of characters who die in these type of series. So please protect this character. She's my favorite one so far. And after a little bit of trouble, Momo was able to defeat her egg's tormentor as well as I at the same time almost, or at least that's how it had it staged. And I really like how our characters can weaponize anything in this dream world and just become a badass. I used a few different weapons so far as we've seen, and she had like the pin lights that she used in this episode. She used a whip before, she had the pin, and Momo was just out there with a spear and a shield, just like the glorious knight that she is. I didn't really have a favorite at first, but I think I might have found it with Momo. I just like everything about her character. The victims in both battles put their existence on the line to help their heroes, and this is another theme that the series runs with, I'm noticing, as far as victims. It seems like near the end of the battle, they always find the courage that they didn't have while living to overcome the things that caused them to perish. It's been like that at many points with Ai, Rika, and now Momo as they find the resolve to be the victor, and it has to be something here with this as well, as far as, you know, the people that they're helping actually finding something within themselves to power through. I mean, naturally you would think it's just they need to do this in order to be at peace before their soul is put to rest. It almost feels like this is a true purpose of the world, but If the promise of bringing someone back is the prize, what's the cost? That's always going to be the question until I find out what it is. These wish situations never are what they seem in these type of series. And did I miss that Neru was a gymnast? She seems to be rehabilitating and can do one hell of a corkscrew, may I add, in the condition that she's in. And because the damage you take inside of the world carries over, it's actually helping her heal faster inside, because when she's in the world, she's moving her body without limitations and it's carrying over when she comes back. That damage as well, though, she's really going to have to be careful about that. Ai herself even mentions that she's been noticing that she's been getting a little bit buff with doing all this fighting, so that's a good upside for her. Unless it's not, because again, what if you get fatally wounded and you come back? Like, are you gonna die in real life? That's something that we're getting to the halfway point now, so I'm hoping they address that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna address that in a way that we really don't want to see, because we want all these characters to make it through naturally, but it's a condition I do want to know more about. I want to know the cost of everything. And these Scarecrow things, they mention things passively, like people in these eggs regret their decision. So I'm just waiting for the twist. I sit on my edge of my seat every episode just waiting for these guys to just be revealed as evil, because I just don't trust them. I don't know. It's like Madoka Magica has really twisted my perception of these type of things. They just seem too nice and happy. But back to Neru. Neru's also wealthy, it looks like, as she's the president of a company. So that's a really good friend to have. She really is starting to cherish her relationship with Ai too as a friend. Ai's naiveness is a shining point in the series, and that's something that Neru notices as well and points out. Also in Momo's world, it's like all of the girls that she encounters tend to fall in love with her, even more so, especially when they find out that she isn't a boy, so it's definitely something to unpack there. With Momo, we find that the person that she's trying to save was a girl who actually confessed that she loved her, and maybe then and even now still, Momo probably rejected her because she was afraid to express her true feelings or to be seen in that type of light. I got a feeling that maybe she was an athlete or something and it would have affected her reputation, or maybe her status, or maybe it was just fear. I mean, this series has layers, and once you start breaking down to all the type of things that are causing these events to happen and what these people are fighting for, is hands down the psychological. Again, I think psychological should have been a tag that would have been put on this anime. I'm glad I got into it and discovered it later, because I watched it on a whim, but now it's one of the things I look forward to watching every week because of what it brings, just the mental aspect and everything that this is going through. You know, the anticipation that things are just going to go south and bad and twisted at some point, and then you got magical girls getting screwed up. We haven't seen that since it was something before Madoka Magica. It was something that I covered and it's driving me crazy. I can't remember the name right now. Magical Girl Raising Project, that's right. The last time we saw something like this was that series, but something of that magnitude would be Madoka Magica. And yet, as the series ends, I feel like it's going to be a classic. I feel like it's going to be on one of those levels where I kind of hope we get into it. Like, I don't want another season unless, you know, it leads to something that will make better for another season. But if we can wrap this up into 12 episodes, I'm just beginning to feel that maybe 12 episodes is going to be too small for this series. And hopefully, if it is going to be a second season, they already have it under wraps. But as far as this episode go, we now have our 4 who makes our team, and they actually hit it off pretty well once they met each other and introduced, and you just want to protect them all. Yes, even Rika, as annoying as she can be. And Momo has the same last name as Ai's counselor, which is interesting because I still think he did something terrible to Koito, and once that comes out, it's going to cause a whole new layer of trauma for Ai, and maybe that's what she's been holding back and why she's so reserved. And it just feels so weird whenever he's around and you see her with her mom all the time. It's definitely going to be a big point. He might actually end up being the big bad. I kind of feel that way about this teacher, this counselor. I think overall he's going to be the person that Ai is going to have to take down to clear everything up. This is a 12 episode series, so again, we're almost at the halfway point, and that felt super fast, but at the same time, this series has left us with a lot to unpack. It leaves us with a lot to look forward to, and I always can't wait to next week. But never forget, you can't get too comfortable with a series like this. Remember, first is sour, then it's sweet, then it probably turns sour again. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So thank you guys for joining me as always. Once again, I'll see you guys next week. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, as well as your thoughts and theories, because I love hearing what you guys have to say about this series. It's been a while since I've been able to just sit back and unpack something like this. So it really excites me to know where this is going. As always, be sure to hit the bell, be sure to hit the like button so you'll know when I drop a video. I'll catch you guys next time. And as I always say, you can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.